Good evening and welcome to the Singapore Botanic Gardens. Tonight, we invite you on a journey across the still waters of Swan Lake, where time lingers and the stories of this historic landscape quietly unfold. In 1859, amidst a developing city, a garden was born, planned as a sanctuary of serenity and shade. Initially a pleasure garden laid out in the style of the English landscape movement, the gardens offered beauty, reprieve, and quiet ambition. Swan Lake, shimmering and serene, was the first man-made lake in Singapore and remains one of the garden's earliest icons. Its tranquil waters mirror not just the sky, but over a century of transformation. Beyond its beauty, the gardens grew as a place of purpose, where nature's treasures found sanctuary and study. In the late 19th century, the gardens pioneered rubber cultivation techniques, fueling an economic revolution that would shape the economies of Singapore and the region. In the 1920s, the gardens made history by pioneering the cultivation of orchids in laboratory settings, igniting generations of horticultural innovation and establishing Singapore as a pioneer in orchid hybridization. Then came the shadow of war. The city changed, the world held its breath, but within these gates, the gardens endured. Amidst the uncertainty, the gardens stood still, weathered but unbroken, a quiet witness to a world in turmoil. Even in hardship, the pursuit of knowledge endured. The herbarium, library, and the living plant collections were preserved, guarded by a shared belief in their worth beyond borders. In 1963, a new era dawned. Led by founding Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew, a national greening campaign began. The gardens became a source of trees, advice and vision, helping to turn Singapore into a garden city. The work in the gardens deepened, and it blossomed into a world-class center for botanical research and conservation, sharing seeds and knowledge, nurturing minds across borders. Through decades of change, the garden stood steadfast, a living collection woven into the city's soul, quietly watching generations of visitors grow. Their memories and moments intertwined with the trees and pathways, unshaken by time. In 2015, the Singapore Botanic Gardens was inscribed as Singapore's first UNESCO World Heritage Site, recognized for its universal cultural and global scientific value. Today, it remains both a sanctuary and a classroom, fostering conservation, driving ecological research, and welcoming visitors into a space where science, nature, and art converge. But even as we celebrate its legacy, we face new challenges. Fragile ecosystems in a warming world, forests falling, and countless species vanishing as their homes disappear. Yet within the gardens, hope is cultivated every day, leaf by leaf, seed by seed, echoing the spirit of our city in nature. Each ripple across Swan Lake, each leaf swaying in the breeze, is part of a larger story, a legacy still being written. This is the story of the Singapore Botanic Gardens. Thank you for joining us at A Garden's Reflection. This installation is one of 5 installations lighting up the Singapore Botanic Gardens until 10th August 2025 as part of a year-long celebration marking key milestones, including the 10th anniversary of the garden's UNESCO World Heritage Site inscription. Enjoy a vibrant lineup of exhibitions, events, and programs that bring the garden's rich history and cultural heritage to life. Find out more about celebrating Singapore Botanic Gardens on our website at www.go.gov.sg/celebrating-SBG.